Cuomo was just stripped of his emergency powers today.
Yeah. God
What
bless
did
us
you
with
think?
de Blasio.
Yeah. When COVID started, if you said, "Hey Joe, I'll give you $1 million if you can name either the mayor or the governor of New York. You just have to name one," I wouldn't have been able to do it. I literally had no knowledge of who was in government in New York, in the city or the state of New York, and I've lived here for 4 years now.
That's insane.
I had no knowledge.
The only reason I know is because like every other word for a long time is like "fuck de Blasio" whenever you walk around New York.
Yeah.
Or,
Like I had
like,
heard it before, but it never registered that was like an important fact to remember.
Right? Yeah.
And I remember when it all started, watching Cuomo do his spiels on. I always thought he came off as kind of like a condescending dad.
Yeah.
You know?
I know what you mean.
And to be determined whether what he was doing as far as shutting things down worked or not. But
totally.
He reminded me of like when I was a kid, there was always like when I would go to a friend's house, and like I grew up in the country, so we would like climb trees and like jump out of trees. And there were always like those parents who were like the safety police.
Oh, yeah.
And like when you wanted to run around and like shoot BB guns and like do stuff outside, there was the parents that like they're just the no fun parents.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt, like how he made me feel.
I know what you mean. His tone was super over the top. It was like he would step up to the podium super annoyed. He'd come in and he'd be like, "This is a chin strap. This is a nose guard.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a mask." And he would like come and he'd have his nipple rings like blaring, sometimes like sweating all the time. Do you think he actually has nipple rings?
I don't know. I actually haven't looked at the pictures.
I think I thought about this. I think he actually just has 3 nipples. And I think he just has multiple nipples. They're not actually nipple rings.
Yeah.
So he lactates.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. But how I've been feeling lately is just, I never understood the public's adoration of him.
Okay.
I understand that it was something like in contrast to the Trump thing, which I get that. But I don't know. I never looked at him and thought like, this is a guy I want to get behind.
I will say at the beginning, I thought he actually did pretty good. I mean, like he just kind of said the right things in a time of panic. He kind of put his foot down and he had the right attitude of like, we're getting through this. I'm going to steer us through this. I'm going to guide us. And he kind of like led the way really well, which I think in a time of panic where New York has so many, it's just a melting pot of so many sporadic different types of people. Like you kind of need someone to just like be that white knight, and he did that, which I think was good.
Yeah.
The thing that always kind of threw me off was the whole like, I'm like right now. The thing that threw me off with him was his like writing a book in October, being like how we beat it.
Yeah.
And it was like,
yeah,
bro, we are not even close. Like I can't even go to Trader Joe's without waiting for 45 minutes to get in the door.
Yeah.
We haven't beat shit. You know?
Yeah. I didn't understand why he was so beloved.
Yeah.
And he won an Emmy and like stuff like that for his press conferences. But my whole point is I've been feeling so validated the past couple of weeks with everything that's been going on with him.
Yeah.
Between the scandals and the sexual harassment stuff that has come out.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, like I should have probably read the reports more thoroughly, but like something about like guys of that generation, like Joe B was been a little handsy and creepy. Now you got like Cuomo, like I don't know. Some of the shit that he said was true. Like I think one of the aides he's like, "Are you like monogamous? And like, do you like older men?" Like, I've had 4-5 jobs, never been asked if I like older women or if I'm monogamous. So it's like, it's very creepy if it's true.
Yeah.
And I feel like the fact that like 2 more women came out yesterday, like it's really hard to believe that like where there's no smoke, there's smoke, there's no fire.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't think he did anything, at least from assuming everything I've read is true and whatnot. It doesn't appear that he's done anything illegal, but what he's basically been doing is being creepy.
Yeah.
And between that and the nursing home thing, which is probably a much bigger deal.
I'm surprised he's not indicted for that.
Yeah.
That one blows my mind.
Do you think he should resign?
I do.
Let's break it down. Do you think he should resign for being creepy?
No, I don't think you should resign for being a creep, but I do think the court of public opinion will end up like casting a sentence anyways. Like I think if he were to, I don't know if if he's eligible for another term, but if he
I
were
don't
to
think-
run for
I don't know.
re-election,
No, I think he is eligible for
he
a
is.
third.
I don't think there's any
I don't
way.
know. I need Brian to back that up. I don't know
be
off the top of
interesting.
my head.
Brian, Stats Analytics, can we get a check?
We don't have enough money for a computer.
Oh, just use mine. No, but yeah, I mean, no, I don't think creepiness is something that you can get really like in trouble for. But I will say that like
You could say that
faking,
he
like,
doesn't.
misreporting deaths is like it's fraud.
Yeah.
You absolutely.
Did you see the de Blasio interview with MSNBC?
the one where he basically called out?
Yeah, where he
Cuomo?
said that he's condescending.
Dude,
and
those guys hate each other.
Yeah, I could not. I was sitting here in this couch, working from home, and I pulled up the interview on MSNBC, and I jumped out of my chair. I couldn't believe he went that far in on Cuomo.
God,
And
those
there's breaking news now that the leader of the New York State Senate said Cuomo should resign. That was 15
Whoa.
minutes ago. So there's hot takes coming live
na
off the
na
press.
na na. Hey,
Goodbye. Yeah, but here's another question though. If Cuomo is stripped of his emergency powers, which it looks like he is getting stripped of them,
he already signed the bill, so he
Okay.
no longer has emergency powers. So it's local.
does that loosen restrictions faster or slower?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel like de Blasio is so behind on things. The thing is, too, is he's like in his last bit of his term too. Like
Yeah,
he's about
in-
to be done.
Yeah,
and he can't
run
rerun.
again.
So it'll be interesting to see. Andrew Yang's gonna be interesting. Just because his whole thing, I actually supported his platform of like offering dividends to people. It was interesting to me. Like everyone gets like
Yeah, I've
basement
heard him
allowance.
on I've heard him on Rogan, and to me, so I did an exercise where I watched Bernie Sanders and Andrew Yang on Rogan back to back, and I made myself listen to the whole thing and really try to take in all of it. And to me, I was impressed with how well thought out Andrew Yang's cases were for universal basic income. I'm not sure if
Interesting.
it's the right answer or not, but I thought compared to Bernie, I think his stuff was a lot more well thought out and
Yeah.
made a lot more sense. So you can tell he's put a ton of real thought into it.
Yeah.
And he's done a lot of good things, I think, for the community before he was got into politics.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it'll be What else is going on in the Cuomo world that you can tell us about this sexual assault stuff? Did you find anything else out?
I mean, it's just he's basically just being creepy. Did you see the picture of him squeezing the girl's face?
I did see that, yeah.
It's so
But
incriminating
that's so
looking.
open. It looks bad, but it's also
everything
like
can be
a
so
picture's
taken out
worth
of
1,000
context.
words. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to base it on that.
Yeah. The one thing I would argue that he should accept is apparently, and I read a thing in the Washington Post this morning, that he is like a screamer. He is he
berates,
talks down to people,
Which are you
and
surprised him?
berates his staff. And to me, I know that there's probably some really successful companies that are ran that way, but to me, that's not the way to lead. And I think if he's leading like that, that means his aides and his staff aren't doing as effective job as they could be.
No, that's fair.
And really, I mean, you want to put the best person in there who could do the best job.
Yeah.
And to me, he just, for lack of a better word, he just seems like a dick. Really, that's the end of it.
Hot take. You heard it here first.
But
Cuomo dick.
It's nice here, feeling. I've been feeling really validated by that the past couple of weeks because I've been saying this since May.
What's fascinating is I don't think I've ever seen many people that go from the penthouse to the basement in terms of popularity fast as
so
this guy,
quick,
right?
So quick.
Literally, this was the face of the fight for COVID of all of the United States for turning New York around and taking the worst progressing state and city and just turning it around and basically getting it normalized and opening hospital beds to now being the guy's going to lose his job in less than a year.